Okay. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? Some of you are probably pretty disappointed I'm not in a dinosaur suit or there's no confetti cannon. I know there's some of you out there definitely disappointed. Me too. I brought the dinosaur suit, but there's no way to get changed out of a dinosaur suit in front of a group of adults that is not traumatizing for all of us. So, before I forget, because I would have forgotten, if you have any questions as we go through, you can engage using Slido through the South by Southwest app, or just hold on to those questions, and at the end we can crush a couple, and I'll stick around after too, because I like you guys. So, also, thank you so much for being here on a Tuesday morning after the opening night party. Yeah, I definitely got lucky that it's really crappy weather outside, and there's really nothing else to do. So, welcome here. I appreciate that. And before I get into the insanity that was my last year of teaching online and how that changed everything I do, I want to remind you that you're doing enough. Like, you are here at a conference to better yourself as a teacher. That's incredible. You're doing enough. You're going to see a lot of teachers this week that'll make you go like, wow, there's something I should. No, you're doing enough. You're doing a great job. You're awesome and important. So important. This is the greatest job I could ever imagine myself doing. You guys are a part of that world, so you're awesome. You're important. And thank you for loving your kids. We're all here for the same reason, I think, and that's because we love our kids so much. Thank you. And as a reminder, you're changing the life of a child every day. I was at a session yesterday, and it reminded me that all of us have a single moment every day where we can change the life of a child. So just remind yourself of that today. You're enough, you're awesome, love your kids, and you're changing their lives. So this is me. I'm Dave Poirier. I'm a teacher. I teach in Canada. And I just want to go over some of my strengths because last year I was reminded of a lot of my weaknesses. And you might have been as well. I was teaching online and I was really bad at it. Really bad at it. So some of the strengths, I'm really good at connecting with kids, thankfully. I'm really good at lesson planning on the fly. I was telling my wife about how I'm getting prepared for this, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I want to be really ready." She's like, "You've never been prepared for anything in your life, and it served you well." And I was like, "Oh, well, thanks, I think." And I'm really good at loving students. I think that's why I do what I do. Can't imagine doing anything else. Now, 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago the funniest thing happened. I was reminded how bad I am at certain parts of teaching because we became online teachers. And I was actually on my way to the airport for South by Southwest 2020 because I was going to be here as a mentor, and I was so excited. And I got a phone call, said, "Hey, we're under a state of emergency, don't come." And I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And then I go home, and the NBA shut down, and I was like, "What? That never happens." And it's like, this is real. And yeah, so I'm so happy to be here. Had a little bit of PTSD on the drive to the airport because I'm like, please, gonna shut off my phone. Nothing can go wrong here. So I will hearken back with you to online teaching. Now, if this is gonna be too tough for you, don't worry. I won't be insulted if you leave because it's hard. But these are the things I'm really good at. Once we went online, the things I became really bad at answering emails. It is notoriously bad. My kids will email me knowing they're not going to get an email back. And I understand it makes me a bad employee, but that's why the strengths come first. I'm also very bad at planning ahead. So going back to my strengths of lesson planning on the fly, you have to be really good at that if you're really bad at planning ahead. And if you've seen any of my recent videos, I'm not as bad at submitting attendance because I've got a board on my board that's we're on a 61-day streak or something of getting my attendance in, which is insane to me because it used to be single digits, hours, how many hours it was since I forgot attendance. Now, I put up all my weaknesses because when we shifted online, everything I was bad at became the only thing we did as teachers. I was horrible at communicating with my kids through email because it just felt so impersonal. And I'm really good at connecting with kids when we're in the same room. really bad at planning ahead. And as you might know, when you're teaching online, you got to get that stuff online before the kids are online, not as they're sitting there awkwardly watching you go, yeah, just wait. You guys all have that laser sound that you do when you're waiting for something. And submitting attendance, I still am bad at on both online but everything I was bad at became everything we do. And that was really crushing. That's really crushing when you believe as a teacher that you're really good. I think I'm a really good teacher. And I think that the strengths that I have in the classroom outweigh the weaknesses. In the classroom, it's kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde type of situation. How many teachers do we have here? Good. Welcome, thank you. Hopefully you found a sub for today. There's like the Jekyll and Hyde. You've got the administration side of teaching, like you're gonna get those reports, you're gonna phone all those parents, you're gonna email back your vice principal, things I don't do well. And then you've got the artistry side of teaching. You've got that, you walk in, you open the door, you reach in your backpack, and there's nothing there. But you're gonna have a great day. Your kids are gonna learn something, and they're gonna feel awesome. One of the best interview questions I ever have, and administrators, take notes. I walk in, the principal said, I got 2 questions for you. I forget the second one, but the first one was, you walk in, your briefcase only has a potato in it. How do you teach history today? It's like, wow, I got that job, because that's on the fly. Thankfully, he didn't ask to see my binder. So this is where I'm at in May. It was like May 2021, so last year, May. I am in such a low place. I feel like I'm a horrible teacher. I needed a change. Every day of teaching was something I dreaded. Every morning, I did not look forward to. We taught 1 class per day, 5 hours a day, which is a long time to talk to 9th graders about geography. So it became a real struggle. I felt like I was letting my colleagues down, which is really hard. I work in a small school, so your colleagues are really close, and they're all superstars. If you ever want to feel bad about yourself, come on, work at my school. They all crush it. There's no duds, which can be really demoralizing when you feel like you're really bad at your job in the moment. I felt like I was letting my kids down, which can really take a toll on you as an educator. You know, if you let your kids down, if you disappoint a kid in your class, that's something to cry about. Like that, I have cried about that in class. And it's like, that can be really crushing when that's every day. And most of all, I felt like I was letting myself down as an educator. This was not the teacher I was supposed to be. I didn't go to teachers college. I didn't go to university to sit in front of a computer and send emails every morning. Because remember, I'm horrible at sending emails. So I had to change something. And I just had a crazy idea one day. I was listening to like a Spotify playlist or something, and the song Ridin' Dirty, I think, came on. Perfect algorithm moment for me in Spotify. And this is kind of, the next day I was like, you know what? Let's see how it goes. So this is May 6th, 2021. It's the first TikTok video I ever made. And I'll let you see it. So hopefully we... Starts out without sound. So my kids have now signed on. They can see my backyard. And, you can picture Ridin' Dirty playing. Chamillionaire, I'm rolling up. And then I just scream, good morning, class. Happy Tuesday. And then for the next 5 minutes, I talk to them about how I'm doing, which was a scary thing as a teacher because I wasn't doing well. And I did it in a way that kind of protected them. You don't want to go on and be like, oh, here's everything that's going on in my life. But it gave them a chance to see, hey, Mr. Poirier is just going to be real with us for a sec. I told him I wasn't doing well. Things need to change. Our class is going to change. Every day you're with me will be different than the day before it. So I rode up in this kid car, and we changed a lot. And then the next day, I did it with my grade 12 law class. This was grade 9 geography. I did it with my grade 12 law class. Hopefully you've seen it. If not, check it out. I walk into my kitchen. Music comes on, and I'm doing the Running Man in front of a group of grade 12 academic level kids that are going to go to university, see their law teacher coming in doing the Running Man. Then I jump in, dance towards the camera, scream Happy Thursday, and they loved it. They loved it. And it started to really become a thing. I posted this one on TikTok because I wanted my kids to come to class. You might remember teaching online, the kids didn't come to class. Or if they did, they came 15 minutes late and we never had cameras on for my kids. I didn't want them to turn them on. If they wanted, great. But it can be a really troubling thing for a kid, so keep your cameras off. So it just became like, oh, you signed in 15 minutes late. So I started doing this because I wanted them to come to class, and then I posted it on TikTok because I thought, you know what? I've got 14 kids in class today. I've got 17 kids in total, which is an amazing time to have 14 out of 17 online. Like, that was pretty good. But I want them to share it with those other 3 kids. How can my kids share those videos? TikTok. That's what they use. Not Instagram. They're a bit too cool for that. Definitely not Twitter. So I posted on TikTok. And I had no clue. I still don't really understand it, but tens of thousands of people saw it. They liked it. And then the next day, with the Running Man in my law class, we got 2 million views the next day. And that made everything go insane. And there's a couple reasons behind it. I think it became really genuine. The kids saw that I cared and I was willing to be absolutely ridiculous in front of millions of people just for them. And the thing that I think it does is it makes your kids know that you care. And why does that matter? Because if they know that you care, especially in a really dark time for them, they're going to gravitate towards that. So we have the 3 things that you need to do in order to really care about your kids in this way. And the first is to make every class something that you look forward to. Something that your kids can tag onto. They will wake up every morning going, yes, I have Poirier's geography class. I really don't want to learn about population demographics, but I'm excited to be there because he's going to care about me. He's going to tell a horrible joke. He's going to run it. I wonder what video he's going to show today. They showed up to class excited in a time when there was not a lot to be excited for. We had bounced in and out of lockdowns where I think this was lockdown number 4. We had 6 schedule changes that semester. It was a really rough time, and nobody had anything to look forward to. And I thought, you know what? That can be my class. We'll make it something to look forward to. Hopefully you've seen this one. This was our latest lockdown in January, and gave me a silver lining. The Jurassic Park music is playing in the background. And if you can hear my kids, they're all going, whoa, because they knew something was going to come. I love these videos so much. They make me smile every time. Something about Tuesdays. Tuesdays are good days. Tuesdays are good days. So, I love that one. And it goes crazy. And the kids, I had every kid in my senior level. This is business management. Obviously, this is business management. Doesn't this look like a business management course? Every kid signed on that day. This was our first day online in January, and they wanted to be there. Which as a teacher just you're like, man, I love you guys. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And if I could show you the longer version, what happens next is I very quickly take the head off the dinosaur suit. And I was like, don't worry, guys, it's me. It's me. It's not a dinosaur, it's me. And so we have a little bit of fun with that. But it gives them a reason to wake up in a time when online learning sucks, right? Online learning sucks. It's not a lot of fun. We're making it better. Online learning 2 years ago was really bad, and now it's getting better. So good job, all you tech people, good job. You got a lot of work on me, but we'll see. The reason why I think we should make every class something to look forward to is because as a kid, I watched The Simpsons. And every episode, I did not miss this. That's what my class is like. You want to be there the first 30 seconds because you don't want to miss this. It'll be fun, it'll be crazy, and it'll make you want to come back the next day. And if you do that, it doesn't have to be insane. Just make it something in the first 30 seconds that makes your kids want to be there. Shows them that you care. This is my whole thing. Be the teacher you needed when you were in high school, or when you were in school. I'm a high school teacher. And when I was in school, I needed someone that was loving, engaging, and fun. And so I became that guy. I had always wanted to make a video with a smoke machine, and this was my chance. Yes. My neighbors really love this one. But this is the teacher I needed, and that's a message for you too. This is not the teacher you might have needed. This is not the teacher you should be. Because if you try to force this, your kids will know. Teenagers have really good judgment of character. They know when you're forcing something, and if you're trying to be this teacher, your kids will hate it. If you are cringy and if you tell horrible jokes and you do that in class, your kids will like it. It's weird. They won't tell you they like it, but you can tell when they put their head down on their desk, they love me, right? And teaching then becomes an expression of who you are. And if you express yourself in the classroom, the kids will connect with it. And if the kids will connect with you in the classroom, they'll learn anything from you. Like, anything. If you are connected to your kids, that's when the learning happens. Connection is greater than content. You'll see that in a number of sessions this week. Connection greater than content. And that should be a tattoo I have on my forehead. But I'm pretty untouchable by my principles. That's not true. That's not true. And lastly, the whole thing of make learning fun, I think people think it's for kids. People think, oh, he's doing that for his students, which is true. I do love my students, and I do this for my students. But I'll give you a little secret. A lot of this was for me. Remember, I was in a dark place on May 5th. And May 6th, everything changed because I started being ridiculous. I started expressing myself, and this stuff saved me. I woke up every day so excited to teach because I was expressing myself to my kids. They saw me every day in every lesson. Every class became something I looked forward to. So I made teaching an avenue to express myself, and through that expression, we got back to the connection that I was missing, the connection that I'm really good at, and it just all came together. This is the last day of school before summer break, and I had my kids on my phone, and yeah. The number one question I get is, how do you then transition to class? This was, again, my grade 12 law class. I swim over to the side, and I've got them on the phone. I say, good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? And they're like, what just happened? It's like, oh, I just jumped in the pool. Just give me a moment. Luckily, I had the announcement. My first period class, we do the announcement, so I put on an announcement video, which gave me 5 minutes to get changed. And then we just started law. We just started law class. I sat out by the pool, taught them all about, and it was the end, so we were just going over their exams and stuff. So it was so fun for me. And yeah, please tell everyone it's for the kids. That helps me look better, but this was a lot of fun for me. So the theory behind it all, and remember, some of you might be administrators, and every good strategy needs a theory, so there's the theory behind it all. I'm really bad at buzzword terms. I'm a horrible interview. Like, if you want to interview me for a job, it's like, great, come to my classroom once or twice, just pop in whenever. That'll be good enough. But remember, you got to be the teacher that you needed when you were in school. Then you can start expressing yourself. Then you are true to your kids, you're authentic, you're genuine, and they love that. Even if that person seems weird. Even if that person has horrible jokes, your kids will love it because it's who you are. Make every class something to look forward to. Channel The Simpsons. They're still going. It's probably working. So if you can make your class something to look forward to, now that we've shifted to in-person, we do the last couple minutes of class because I struggle with keeping my kids in the classroom before the bell. Some of them sneak out. So we do music at the end of class. I quiz them on millennial music. It's also a way to brainwash them into listening to better music, but it's something to look forward to. At the end of class, about 15 minutes left, someone will say, hey, can we do a song today? It's like, of course. Of course we'll do a song. And make learning fun. This is for you. Make learning fun for you. Make teaching fun. Because if it's fun, you'll love it. You'll do it for a long time. If it's not fun, it's a pretty crappy job. Like it is. If you're not enjoying it, if you're not loving it, then you can make a lot more money doing everything else. Make learning fun. Gives you a chance to love your kids. Gives your kids a chance to see you for who you are. And that's a beautiful expression. So if you have questions, we got a minute and a half. Also, if we completely run out of time with questions, I'll stick around. You can also message me on Instagram. You can't message me on TikTok, but you can follow me on TikTok. Is this a test? I don't know. I don't do tests really well. Has my school community coworkers adopted similar strategies? This is a fun question because kind of. I got told I couldn't do this anymore in person because it can be annoying to teach in the classroom next to this guy. I get that. But they're totally on board. They're very supportive of who I am. And again, we have a small staff, so you have to be. It'd be weird if you didn't. Did I ever connect it to the day's learning? Not usually. It wasn't, so what we would also do is I'd take them on hikes. When we were in complete lockdown, a lot of my kids don't ever go hiking because, yeah, hiking's a crazy idea for them. So I'd take them on these field trips on Zoom. I'd walk with like my phone and I'd tour them around, and it was a lot of fun. So we would connect that when I do geography tours on these like hikes, but not often can me running to Baywatch music connect to constitutional law or anything like that. That would be, see, I'm not good enough as a teacher. If you can connect those two, primo. Yeah, so I'll be around to answer any questions. Thank you so much for being here, and just have a lot of fun, guys.